sophomore, political science major at Yale. I'm really glad that. I'm really glad to be here at this campaign kickoff party for my dear friend Cary. I met her 3 years ago at a speech contest where I spoke about the state of American democracy and the importance of young people getting involved in the civic process. And after that, did everybody hear me okay, by the way? Okay.
A little closer.
A little closer?
There you go.
Where I talked about the importance of young people getting involved in the civic process, and after that, Cary and I became really close. We talked about politics with each other, got meals with one another, and shared many laughs together. There was this one time we were talking about the former president, 45, and she called him Donald Dorito, which I thought was really funny, and still do. We've also had many conversations about football and her beloved Seattle Seahawks.
Go Seahawks!
Yeah, we can rip Cary. By the way, I have to say, they haven't won a Super Bowl since I was 8 years old, and she still thinks they're championship material, so I'm just saying if you want to...
Can't even get this quarterback straight, so I don't know.
I'm just saying, if you want to run for public office, maybe you should root for the home team. That's just my
No way.
In all seriousness, 2022, we hear all the time, is going to be an important year for congressional and senatorial elections, as well as for the agenda of this current president. But we don't hear enough about how important 2022 is going to be for local races in cities and towns across America. And 2022 is going to be an important year for Salinas. In 2022, our city council is going to have to figure out how to protect reproductive health care as a woman's right to choose and her right to bodily autonomy is under attack in many parts of the country. In 2022, the Salinas City Council is going to have to figure out how to make sure that Salinas families and small business owners can thrive in an economy that's still dealing with, some COVID supply chain issues, rising inflation, and an impending recession. In 2022, we're going to have to figure out how to confront the challenges of crime, homelessness, poverty, immigration, infrastructure, as well as education and the future and well-being of our children. These aren't easy questions to answer, but there's no one that I trust more, frankly, to confront those challenges, to fight those fights, and to win those battles than my friend Cary. Just ask yourself, who's the most qualified candidate in this race? Who is it?
Cary!
It's Cary. You gotta say it with me. It's Cary.
It's Cary.
Yeah, it's Cary. Just look to her many years of service to this community. Ask yourself, who's the candidate best positioned to address the issues facing our community, our city, not only as an organization, but as a community. It's Cary. Just look to the successful small businesses that she's run for so many years. Ask yourself, who's the candidate that cares the most about this community? It's Cary. She runs for office at a time when faith in public institutions is at an all-time low, but continues unabated. Ask yourself, who's the candidate that's going to have all of your backs when she wins this office? It's Cary. Just look at all the people here in this room whose lives have been positively touched by Cary, and for the dozens of other people who couldn't be here today. So it's really a no-brainer when you ask yourself, who's the candidate that's going to win the election in November and become the next District 3 representative of the Salinas City Council? It's Cary. But if it's going to be Cary, we're going to have to make sure we make it happen. It's going to be up to us, all of us. No good thing ever came easy, folks. Starting today, as we celebrate this campaign kickoff, we can't forget about the difficult task that lies ahead. Starting today, we're going to have to knock on every door, shake every hand, tell every citizen to spread the word far and wide to get out the vote, because Cary's the candidate of the people, and as the people, we support her, not only for District 3, not only for the city of Salinas, but for Monterey County, the state of California, this country of the United States, and this world we call home, which is in desperate need of a public servant just like her to serve in office. And so, let's do our job, let's get out there, let's win this race, and for Cary's sake, let's hope the Seahawks have a better season this year.